So,
hey y'all.
What's up?
I know it's been a really, really long time. You know, we just been busy. We've been busy. We've been busy.
Finally got our bags unpacked.
Yes, really. Let me put my shades on. I forgot.
I don't know why she keep.
Yeah, I remember.
Dang,
you know.
The brain.
Well, I'm hot. I'm hot. So you know.
Shades don't make you cool or hot. They make you.
I'm trying to remember all this stuff.
They make you cool.
Whatever. They make you cool, but I'm hot. You said shades don't make you hot, right?
They don't. Unless they're the kind with the fur on them.
I'm not seeing any shades with no fur on. Have you ever seen any shades with fur on?
They have them.
Where? Sure. I've never seen shades with fur on.
I was just saying, I'm pretty sure they're hot.
Let's talk about this topic. So we have had like a lot of topics. So trying to know where to start sometimes is kind of like we don't know where to start. So I think today we elected to start with what was the question? How do you find
Mr. or Mrs. Right?
Yeah, Mr. or Mrs. Right.
Yeah.
That was the question. How do you find Mr. or Mrs. Right, or how do you know the perfect person for you?
It's a good topic.
A very good topic.
Whoever donated or suggested that's a good topic.
And sometimes we'll tell y'all, like, if they don't mind, we'll tell you who came up with the topic. But sometimes people don't want you to say their names, so sometimes we won't say their names. But so let me start by saying, first of all, if you are looking for the perfect man, the perfect woman, then throw that out the window. That would be the first thing I would say, because that person does not exist. Would you agree? Totally. The perfect person, the perfect relationship does not exist. My grandmother used to always say, honey, if you have a perfect relationship, then you better check that relationship, because something is really wrong, because there's no such thing.
Right.
And I think personally that sometimes people, you're looking for the perfect person. Instead, just take somebody that meets a lot of the things that you're looking for and work with that person. Y'all work together to become, whatever it is that you want to be. Would you agree?
Yeah. I think that definitely you guys having the same life visions, long-term visions. That's definitely something that gives you something to kind of work with a person. Because I would say it's not really, a lot of times we look, when we think about ideal mate, we're expecting to find that person already evolved.
Exactly.
Instead of, being able to see what kind of traits that this person may have. They may not be, where they are going to be later in life, but I think we have to keep that in mind when we are looking for it. We're looking to evolve, because Lord knows we're not perfect.
Absolutely not.
When we're looking for this person, we're not perfect.
We're not perfect. We're not perfect when we met at all. Because I would tell you, most people send their representatives. You never meet the person. You meet the representative. The representative, they come in, the representative got it together. They are all, why does this thing look so high? Do I need to bring the camera down or something? Okay. The representative come in, they basically, how you go to a job interview, you put your best foot forward, you come in, you look the part, you smell the part, you dress the part, and it ain't till later on down the road your boss find out you ain't shit as far as an employee is concerned.
The boss find out after 30 days, 60 days, you can't type 25 words a minute. You at like 12.
Right. So it's like that in relationships. The representatives show up. So in the beginning, it's the best thing. It's just like like sometimes, even though I would say this, because sometimes the representatives show up, you may not meet that real person until after you get married.
Yeah.
Really? It happens.
Yeah.
You can date somebody 2 or 3 years, but you don't really know them until you get married, until you sleep. You know, you stay with them, you live with them. And sometimes you get married, and you're like, who the heck, who is this person? Because a lot of times people, they don't let you into, or you don't see the baggage and the issues and things like that until later on down the road.
I think, you know, also seeing what type of ambition or drive a person had. Because I think when we met, I think Teresa was kind of, I was goal driven, you know, I was vision driven. And so even though I was a lump of coal, she turned this lump of coal into diamonds, y'all. But I was a lump of coal, but she knew it was. I guess I was.
I would say he was a lump of coal. He didn't really have his stuff together, but I saw the potential. You know what I'm saying? So I could have been, because I had, you know, basically my career together, and you know, was doing well and doing my thing and stuff like that. So but if I had just gone off the first thing and just been like, oh no, I don't want to deal with it. Because in my mind, when I turned 30, I had made a long list of things I was not going to do, people I was not going to, you know, get tied up with and stuff like that.
I was on that list?
Somebody like you. So
I didn't know. She was 32 when we met. I didn't know I was 2 years on the list. She didn't. I made it off the list, y'all. I made it off the list.
I saw the potential. I will say that I saw the potential. And so, girls, women, I would tell you that, because sometimes we as women, we do have our stuff together. We do. We know sooner than men. We basically, a lot of times are, or used to be, and I would say a lot of times, you know, a lot of women may have gone to college, or, you know, they have their stuff together. They know they have their career started. They know where they're going in life. Sometimes men don't. So I would not say to not look at that man that don't, or that man that don't quite have himself together yet, or to throw him away or to discard him, because you could really be discarding a really good man that just really need a help, you know, in getting his leg up. And sometimes as a woman, you may have to carry the torch. I'm just going to keep it real. You may have to carry the torch, and because you do have your stuff together. And I would say that if you see a man that is trying, that is not only talking, but he's doing. So, because you know, you can have a man saying, "Hey, he can be saying he's gonna do so much stuff, but he won't even get off the couch."
I agree.
You know, but if he's getting off the couch and he is really trying, then I would say definitely, you know, carry the torch until he can. You know, there's gonna be some instances where you find a man that, yeah, he can carry the torch from the beginning, but sometimes it's not. That don't mean discard that man. It does not mean, hey, I don't want to be in a relationship with him, man or a woman, I would say. But a man basically, and I had to really learn this, that if we really, because a lot of times we say we want a man to do all these things, but we won't get out the way and let the man do it either now.
Yeah, because we did get to a point where it was like, okay, she had to learn to allow me to do certain things. Like when it came to you leaving your job, for instance, that I know that was a struggle. Because,
it was a big struggle
because you were so used to, one, not having to depend on nobody, a man especially.
Absolutely.
And I knew that, but I knew that in order for us to go, because it's all about leveling up in life. You know, leveling up. We meet where we meet, but you know, from the time that we agreed that we're gonna tackle life together, it's about leveling up, leveling up. And so I knew in order for us to get to another level, that we would have to do some readjusting or restructuring or you know, the way we were just operating within our relationship. And so for men, I'll say something that, you know, that you might want to look for in a woman is you know, I'm a heart person. And you know, if somebody, you know, when somebody got a good heart and don't,
Yeah,
you know, when somebody
definitely.
does a lot for others, or somebody that don't, you know, don't see the need or the harm in not doing. And so when, as a man, once you if you're dealing with a woman and she puts herself, you know, second or third sometimes, and put others before her, whether it's her children, whether it's her co-worker, whether it's the job, what, you know.
And I think it even needs to be the man sometimes, because sometimes as a woman, that is a hard thing to do, is to put your man before you. And sometimes you have to see, I feel like, the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? So it was not easy because,
well, you know, the trust, because that's a whole different kind of trust.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, oh yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
you
And it
know.
might be harder today because the dating market and things are not as they were.
Yeah.
But you will still find this little, you know, situation, because the question was, how do you pick the perfect mate?
Yeah.
And the answer is, there's no perfect mate.
Right. You know, you want somebody that's gonna be honest. You
True.
know, because I mean, I have my stuff together, but I'm being honest about, you know, things. The thing is being honest about things that you don't have to be honest about.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I ask you something and there's no way I can find out, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm totally dependent on your answer.
Right.
And you can choose to be honest or dishonest. And, you know, and then you find out later, because, you know, it don't come out in the wash, come out in the dry.
Absolutely.
And then you find out later that that the individual wasn't honest about something, and it might not even be something that's relationship,
right?
That's damaging to the relationship. It could be something minor. So
we would say care, consideration, concern, which is all those things. Potential, you know what I'm saying? Trust. Yeah, potential, trust. Did you say honest? Did I say honesty? Honesty.
Okay. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Those need to be those are very valid things that you need to look for in a mate.
Yeah.
And if you can find those things,
yeah, then you are closer to having a perfect mate than perfect in the way that we think.
Right. Absolutely.
Because there is no perfect vessel. Right. There's no perfect man or woman. But it's those traits that, you know.
Yeah. You know, and you may have sometimes those situations where one is stronger financially than the other. And you just got to bite the bullet and get through the process, you know, because that's just what it is. You know, that's just what it is. And it's not to say that you're ever going to be rich. We may never be rich.
We rich, y'all.
Okay. No, you may never be rich. You may never be rich. You could be rich
in love,
in spirit, in truth. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things when we say rich. We're not talking. Get your mind, because you know people be like, hey, they rich. No.
Yeah.
Get your mind off of that part, because, honey, let me tell you something. Money does not equal happiness. No. You can find somebody with a wallet and money and everything and be pure miserable sitting there.
Let me say this to them. We have more happiness in abundance than we do money.
True that.
So
and it's not perfect, because let me tell you something. If you know us, and you know, we go at it.
We can't stunt, because some people who know us will see this. So we have our moments.
We have our moments. We do where we go at it. And I'm not even gonna sit here and say don't go to bed angry and stuff, because sometimes we go to bed angry. We might be angry for 2 or 3 days. I don't know if it's angry. We just stay out of each other's way.
Yeah. When one of us is upset with the other, we're not talking to each other.
Right, we're not.
You know, it's not physical. There's no physical, you know, either way. But
I think that you know it's healthy though. We've learned to kind of like build a healthy relationship. Like there's times that we can't talk to each other. There's times that, you know, it may take us a few days to get over whatever. Now we talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. We talk about whatever because if I'm pissed, I don't hold it in. If he pissed, he don't hold it in. And that's just something that we have learned over time because when you hold it, then when you blow up, it's a real bad blow up because you held it. But we talk about it. And like I said, sometimes we might not sleep in the same bed for a couple of days, but that's healthy. Yeah. I think it's healthy. Some days I wake up and for whatever reason, I don't want to be bothered that day. And the same thing with him. And it's like...
Then the days I leave home early, I be gone before she wake up. I don't even want to, I'm gone.
Or, if I say something here and he give me a short answer and I'm talking and he's not saying anything and I'm like, okay, well, let me leave him alone. But I think we give each other space, because I think that a lot of times people don't realize in relationships, you have to have space. Yeah. Like you can't crowd somebody either.
Yeah, that's another component to a healthy relationship is we do give each other space. Right. So that's important.
We do. We give each other space and and we respect that. Like he respects the fact I don't like sports. I don't want to watch sports. I respect the fact he don't like the 1930 movies that I
Waltons and Andy Griffin. I've watched more Andy Griffin since I've been grown than I watched when they was coming on regular TV.
And that's okay. I don't like the killing and the drug lord movies that he like, and that's fine. He does not expect me to come and sit in misery to watch something that I don't want to watch and I'm not interested in. And I don't either, because I know he's not interested.
We in Memphis going to the game. Game 1.
Oh yeah, I hate that.
The second round. I asked her 12 times in like 9 hours. You sure you don't want to go? This is the playoffs.
I didn't know. Then I'm getting phone calls to everybody like, you didn't go to the game. Why this is a playoff game? Why you didn't go to the game? My sister, like females, my sister, my daughter, my sons, everybody like, Mom, you should have went to the playoff. My sister, girl, you crazy. And I'm like, hey, it doesn't bother me.
She thinks like with sports, you think it's just all about the game. But when you're there, it's about the atmosphere.
For me, it annoys me.
She don't like the noise.
I don't like the noise, and I don't like the fact I can't keep my eye on the ball. One minute this person got the ball, next minute that person got the ball. They run into each other. Why? I don't know. Because you could have went the other way. That's just me. That's just how I feel about it. But at the same time,
they call that armchair quarterback.
What?
Like we sitting in the chair watching. Man, why he should have threw it over there instead of over there. It's easy.
Well, maybe that's what it is. But it's pointless to me. I just don't get it. And it annoys the crap out of me. But I could, some females would be like, okay, some men be like, man, you need to go to the game. They be mad with their woman because she didn't go to the game. Some women be mad with their men because he went to the game. Yeah. Just realize that you're individual people. Like, we are together, and on one front, we are, of course, one-on-one, but we are also individuals. Yeah. And we respect that.
Yeah.
We respect that.
That's another important key. You can't expect, like we've been together 20 years, and she's never liked sports.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So a week ago, when it's time to go to the game and she don't want to go, I'm not mad because she don't like sports.
I don't.
And like she said, she's not upset because I'm going.
Right.
And that's the balance.
Yeah, that's my thing. Go have a good time, enjoy yourself. So you also have to have that individuality that people realize, like people sometimes really don't have. A woman feel like she gotta be stuck up on her man. A man feel like she gotta be stuck up on her woman. A man feel like he gotta be stuck up on his woman. And let me tell you, like in the beginning of our marriage, we had issues. We had affairs. We had a whole bunch of stuff going on, girl. I mean, when I tell you it was off the chain, it was off the chain.
She was. And
he was too. We both were off the chain. We both did our stuff that we didn't do. But, that's another subject.
That's a whole
nother video.
We're going to have on different clothes and everything.
Yeah, that's a whole nother video.
Yeah.
But honestly, we just gotta have our own space.
I think one of the things that is good for the topic, when you looking for Mr. or Mrs. Perfect, or somebody you can build with, and us is that I think that the love, I know speaking for myself, was always strong enough that no matter what we went through, it wasn't, you know what I'm saying, the love was always stronger than whatever it is we was going through.
Sure.
And I think, and that's why we say all of these things that go into a perfect relationship are important, because if you have those things, then you grow old together.
True that.
Which is why you get
I
married.
used to always tell females, look for a man, honest to God, that when you old and gray, the sex is gone, the what do you call it? The looks are gone, because all that stuff fades over a period of time.
I
you
done
know,
lost my damn wave. Shit, I used to be wavy up
I mean,
top.
the shape is gone. I mean, really, if you get old and you keep on living, as my grandma used to say, all these things take place. Unless you know, going under the knife and all that kind of stuff. But look for a man, and I promise you, you will not go wrong if you look for a man that at the end of the day, at the end, when everything else is gone, that you can sit on the front porch with, and y'all can sit there and laugh and talk and have a good time about absolutely nothing or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the man you want to get. That's the man you want to look for.
Because believe it or not, we don't really do nothing, but we have fun.
We do.
You know, we enjoy each other's company.
We do.
We enjoy our lives.
Yeah.
I mean, we ain't go. You know, we don't.
We have our ups and downs.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
we
And,
bust each other. Our grandkids and kids laugh all the time because we go at it. Like, both of us are headstrong, and we both,
Yeah.
like, and we go ahead about nothing, really, sometimes.
We keep the kids and grandkids in a
Right.
in a
Our friends
peculiar
told us we need a
situation.
TV show, honestly, because if you saw us just like raw and in action, you'd be like, but it's fun, you know. I mean,
Hey, you know,
we have a good time.
you only come around this thing one time.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
you know, I like to think I got it right.
Right.
You know, this is our first marriage, you know,
True that.
for each other. So we 20 years strong.
I think sometimes you just can't give up. And of
Yeah.
course, we always say you got to have God. Our pastor, when we were, you know, on the verge of splitting up like many, many years ago, I was like, I don't trust him. He was like, I don't trust her. Because we didn't trust each other. We both had done so much stuff we didn't trust each other.
Right.
And I'll never forget, he came to the house, Pastor Baker, talked to us, and he was like, it's not your job to trust each other. It's not your job to trust him. It's not your job to trust her. Trust God. And when you trust God and put your trust in God, trust God to make sure that your spouse is, you know, as far as if you're thinking about infidelity and things like just anything, really trust God and leave it at that. And that's, I mean, like, oh my goodness. When you start looking at it like that, I mean, yeah, I don't even think about that. Because the truth is that, you know, sometimes people slip up. Relationships are not perfect. So, like I said, throw it out the window. Sometimes people slip up. You never know the smallest things that might cause somebody to slip up. It might cause somebody to have an affair. It might cause somebody to flirt with somebody or whatever. Don't always throw those relationships away. But if you could really sit down and talk about it, now we're going to talk about it. It's not going to be no I ain't talking about it. Because you got some people, I ain't talking about it. I don't want to talk about it. No, bro, we're going to talk about it. And no, sister, we're going to talk about it because it's times I want to go to sleep. And this one,
Nah,
my God.
You said we got to talk about it.
He's not going to sleep.
Nah.
I'll be like, oh my God, just leave me alone. We can talk about it tomorrow. No, we're going to talk about it tonight.
Hey.
He going to go to the store, get him some blacks, and he going to come back and we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So if you have a relationship that you have those things, respect, you know, we talked about them. Respect, concern, care,
Trust.
honesty, trust, you know, all those things. Because let me tell you, it's not about finances, but if you work together, you can build a future that is rich. Because I will say that it's not always in, like you said, in the money, the finances.
Nope.
But you want to be rich in communication, rich in love, rich in like
Joy.
Joy, happiness, peace.
Yes.
You want to be rich in peace. You know, you definitely want to be rich in all those
it's
things.
Like when I know she's, upset about something, I give her space, because that's giving her peace, that's giving me peace,
right.
And we both do that. So peace is.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't want to be bothered. You just want to wallow. Sometimes you want to wallow in your mess. And I'm not, if I'm in there, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong with you? Tell me what's wrong. That is annoying. Just leave me alone. And because sometimes we'll leave each other alone. And then when the person is ready to talk about it, they'll come out and talk about it. We'll have a conversation about it. Yeah. We might talk 2 or 3 days about that one topic. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, really, but communication, oh my God, you have to overly communicate sometimes. Sometimes you really have to just overly communicate. I would say that is a humongous thing, And so when you meet them representatives, it'll be a little bit, when you meet the person, because, you meet the representative, there's butterflies and everything, all lovely. But if you have all those ground things, that when the representative wears off and then you meet the real person, you could, if you got all those bases covered, then you could get through the hard stuff. Because you got all the other things in a person that really makes the person. Right.
Right.
So, the answer is that the person don't exist.
Yeah.
You basically sometimes have to work together to build and make the people that you want to be.
Right now.
Yeah. You have to support the man that you want. And sometimes we as females, I touched on a little bit, we got off of it, but you may have to be the one that, you might have to sign your name on the dotted line. You may have to do a lot of things to get y'all in a position that the man can come in and take over. Yeah. And allow him to take over when it's time for him to take over. Yeah. And that's a hard thing. That can be a hard thing, but I say that a lot of times relationships don't grow and they burn out because people are not in their roles. A man is not in his role and a woman's not in her role. Mm-hmm. Would you agree with that? No. Yeah. No. And I tell you, once we stepped into our roles within our relationship, within our marriage, oh my God. Yeah. Hey. It's like the floodgates came open. Yeah. And God just...
And the same things that God has done for us individually, collectively, in our marriage, that's what he does. Right. And he'll do the same thing for you and your significant other. He'll do the same thing for you and your spouse, as long as you abide by the core principles and that we discuss and communicate and just grow with your partner. Then it's he offers it to all. He offers it to all of us, and the joy and the peace that we have. Like I said, we are rich in it. Right. The money come, money go. Joy, that's for a lifetime. Right.
So don't run and tell nobody we said we rich in finances. No, okay.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Because people like they saying they rich.
Because the answer is no.
Right.
We're not. So.
The answer is no.
Rich in love.
Yeah, because we do have some questions about finances and stuff like that too. But we'll do other videos. Yeah. But anything else?
No, sorry it took us a while. Like I said, we've been in transition. We finally got our bags unpacked and
about to pack them again.
Yeah, I know. We stay Roman, so we try to get in and get out.
Right. So we hope to have some couples come on. We do. I think we have one that's going to join us pretty soon, a couple, and they are not married, but they've been together 10 years, I think, and that's going to be an interesting one. Yeah. I can hardly wait. Yeah. I can hardly wait to get them on. So if you're interested in, coming on talking with the topic, talking with us, discussing the topic with us as a couple, even as an individual, that's fine. We welcome it. So, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you so much for stopping by, and we will holler back at you in the next video.
Roll it in with the pews.
Yep. Bye, y'all.